All right, emergency Bison bulletin. We've got breaking news here this week. If you didn't see the news already on social media, I'm going to tell it to you right now. The Abilene Flying Bison have found themselves a new home, and it's Crutcher Scott Field at Bullock Brothers Ballpark on the campus of Abilene Christian University, the Crutch, as it will also be known. As we have a lot to get into, and who else to address and talk about all this information than the president and general manager of your Abilene Flying Bison, John Stark. John, how we doing?
James, it's been a heck of a day, but what a great day to be an Abilene Flying Bison.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, there's so much that went on today in the press conference, the radio interviews, all the media surrounding it. And John, when you talk about a lot of these things, they have long processes that go along with them. We played for 2 months. We went into the playoffs and we kind of dusted off everything that happened in 25. Now you have this long off season to kind of go through the motions of everything going on. But this obviously a huge move. What was that process like going from Walt Jiggers to now the Crutch?
Well, let me just back up because I'm thinking back. You know, we finished on August the 5th, and in the ensuing months. I've changed our league and I've changed our ballpark. It's not. I think that anybody that ever wonders what we do around here during the winter, I think they've got a pretty good blueprint of how it works. I'm hoping that this is a winter that I won't have to go through again. We started talking to the athletic administration at ACU, just checking their temperature to figure out what the feasibility of us moving across town would be. And the first thing that I felt when dealing with those guys was a welcomeness and a synergy and an appetite to market our games with their athletic department and a sense of synergy. And I have to say this. I mean, obviously, we're very thankful to Zach Laster, the vice president for athletics, and all of the people over there. But you know, I want to especially say that Brian Bruning, who is the an executive associate athletic director, that guy is a beast, and that guy got this done for us. Some other people, Paul Weir, who's an associate vice president and is essentially the comptroller for ACU athletics. Michael Smoose, who is the executive assistant AD for external operations. Those guys have all been fantastic. And just sitting down with those guys and talking about what our vision was for the Flying Bison, matching that with their vision for ACU baseball. Rick McCarty, the head baseball coach over there, is a fantastic guy to work with. I'm just looking forward to everything that we're able to do moving across to Judge Ely and Ambler.
A process unlike any other, especially when you talk about just the partnership that continues. Obviously, there's been ACU co-branded nights with the Abilene Flying Bison. A lot of sports teams have gone out and checked out the Bison games throughout the summer and all things alike. So that partnership almost seems like dead set it was meant to happen. Now we look over at the fan engagement side. A lot of the Flying faithful are very encouraged by what had happened the first 2 years. Now we go into a new ballpark, a new league. What can fans expect to see as far as in-game presentation, if there are any changes?
A lot of the same, but with some new wrinkles. Obviously, I got some backlash on social media for my April Fool's prank and saying that we were gonna trade the big man. Obviously, that's never going to happen as long as I'm sitting in this chair. I feel like Bomber is the best mascot in baseball, and he's still going to be there every night. Then the sixth inning concession stand race is always going to be a staple of the Flying Bison. Same between inning music, same on-field entertainment staff. It's going to be a lot of the same, but now I get to introduce a video board, and I get to introduce some new fun stuff that we're going to be able to do there. Our owner, George Lesmeister, as you know, has hourly, maybe half hourly, has brought up the video board and the stuff that he wants to see, and the stuff that is apparently on my plate to make happen. But it's going to be fun. We are. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. We are committed to being the most fan and family friendly atmosphere in all of baseball. Not summer collegiate league baseball, not independent ball, not any of that other crap. All of baseball. And I think that we have established that over the last 2 years, and that's what we're going to continue to build on.
It is progress by the way that things are done within this organization. We continue to see that strive for greatness here in just year 3. Now, a question that always comes up, we saw it past 2 years. We've had this question come up, and fans have continued to ask it, especially now going to a new ballpark. Always, everybody talks about beer sales. What can you tell the fans in regards to that this season?
Obviously, ACU has their policies, and we are a tenant of ACU until such point in time that we're able to build our own ballpark. Which, by the way, we have been in contact with some architectural firms to start looking at what that's going to look like moving forward. But we're always going to be beholden to a landlord, and landlords have rules. I'm not naive, nor am I stupid. I understand that people like to go to ball games and drink a beer. I believe in that. I know that happens, but I like to focus on what I do have rather than what I don't have. I don't have beer, and I right now I'm not going to have beer. ACU is not going to allow that. But you know what I do have? I do have the best family engagement in all of baseball. I've got the best mascot in all of baseball. I've got the best radio guy in all of baseball. And I'm not saying that because you're looking at me in my computer screen right now. I believe that. You know that I believe that. That's the reason why you're here. I think that I can provide something to the fans of the Abilene Flying Bison that is unmatched, unequal, and is better than anything else that they're going to be able to find.
Well, John, first, I appreciate the kind words. It's always great to be a part of this organization. And since last year when we talked about the hiring and what we had ideas-wise, I could have never imagined what it has come to today. So getting excited for another year of Flying Bison baseball on a personal level. And, we talk about all the questions that fans are going to ask. We've addressed a lot of them here. The next question, always the next process, is when can fans get their hands on some tickets?
Well, coincidentally enough, this interview is coming out on Wednesday, April the 8th, and people will be able to begin to purchase their season tickets beginning tomorrow for full season, general admission, and also go ahead and get their money in for the full season reserve seats. We will have our Stadium Stampede seat selection event on April the 18th, beginning at 10 a.m. there at the Crutch, and where people will actually be able to pick their seats. They'll be able to go up. They'll be able to sit in the chairs and adjust and move around and make sure that it's exactly the one that they want. And they'll be able to come hang out with you. They'll be able to kind of to look at me, even Dylan Lee, and our very own Kat Duguay will be making the trip down from Chicagoland to be a part of Stadium Stampede 3. See, the reserve seats will stay on sale to season ticket holders for about a week, and then individual game tickets will go on sale on April the 25th, and then we will play baseball. on June the 4th, 2026, at Crutcher Scott Field at Bullock Brothers Ballpark on the beautiful campus of Abilene Christian University and God's country, Abilene, Texas.
John, we are sprinting at this point to opening day in Abilene. It will be June 4th. The Bison do start the season on June 2nd on the road for 2 games, but man, that home opener is going to be one for the ages. John Stark, General Manager and President of the Abilene Flying Bison. Before I let you go, do you have anything left to say to the Flying Faithful?
Fly, Bison, fly.